Hello educators and people infected with Flipgrid fever. I'm here in Flipgrid this morning and the update is live and I'm so excited to get started. So we're going to begin by adding a new grid. If this is your first time in Flipgrid, when you created your account, it may have prompted you to add a grid there as well. So I'm going to click here, Add New Grid, which you can do at any time. Since Microsoft underwrites this program now, you can have as many grids as you want for free. So the first thing we need to do is select a grid type. Depending on how you'll be using your grid, you may want to select to use a school email or to upload your list of student IDs. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to show the school email option as it's one that people choose frequently. So I'm going to give my grid a name. Maybe it's Mrs. Henderson's 5th hour, and then I can create a flip code to go with my grid. So for instance, Mrs. H 5th. And it'll tell you here at the right whether or not the code you pick is available. So Mrs. H 5th is available and we're going to click Next. Since I selected school email, I need to let Flipgrid know what email domain will be accessing my grid. So we're going to include everything here that's after the @ symbol. So for the purposes of my district, that's usd489.com. And you'll select here from the drop-down menu to enter that, and you can add multiple. So if you teach at multiple buildings or you work with multiple districts, you can add in each email domain that you need. So now I'm going to launch my grid, and then I'll show you how to do some more customization. You might make note of the fact that students can directly access your grid with that code you created, and they can verify their school email at that time. So let's go here with the pencil and make some more customizations. So here at the top, if at some point I decide I need to change the name or that code that I'm using, I have the ability to edit that. And then here in section 2 of 4, if at some point you need to add additional email addresses or your email domain for your school needs changed, you can do that here. In section 3, you have some options for notifications and for how students interact with your grid. So the first one, this receive an email notification when new student videos are added, is one that I typically turn off. Depending on how much you're going to use the grid, you probably don't want an email every time a student adds a video. Grid followers is a great feature and allows the students to get an email when you add new topics and when new videos are recorded. This might be an option you want to turn on if you have older students and you want them to be aware of any activity on your grid. For younger kids, I'd probably leave that off. Allow downloads. You can decide if after a student creates a video, they are able to download that video and use it somewhere else. With all of the new features available in the Shorts camera, I think you're going to want to leave that on because students can use those videos in powerful ways outside of Flipgrid if you have that turned on. You can leave captions on if you want videos to display the auto-generated closed captioning, and then determine which language your captioning is going to be in. And finally here at the bottom, you can personalize your grid by choosing an image. If you have a 1500 pixel by 500 pixel image that you want to upload, you can do your own backdrop, but they also have some very cool backdrops to choose from. This staircase is fine for my purposes, and so I'm going to click here to update grid. And now we've created a grid here in Flipgrid. This community is ready to share with my students, and I can go from here to make topics to engage them in their learning and to amplify student voice. As always, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks and have a great day.